Bible does not condone pedophilia at all.
What would have happened after when this happens? There's a battle, and the thousands of soldiers take thousands of girls, and what do you think happens next?
Well, first of all, assuming, what does that do for us if we assume things? We're assuming, right? I mean, we are assuming, you're guessing. So let's start there. Second of all.
So are you. So what happens?
No, I'm not. I didn't make the statement that the Bible condones pedophilia based on this statement, which I'm assuming.
Yeah, but you're going to give your position, which means you're going to have to make assumptions in order to give your position.
No, I don't. I'm about to let you know where the Bible
mine is not.
No, I'm about to let you know where the Bible actually condemns pedophilia. So if you look at 1 Corinthians 7:36, okay, they use for the word bride or, potential bride, they use the word hyperakmos, okay, which means past her youth, flower of her age. Okay, past her youth means she is not a child. That is what past her youth means, and that is what the word hyperakmos means.
Put a number on it.
What do you mean? 1 Corinthians 7.
Nope, on the age. Put a number on it.
Are you one of those people that think all women and young girls mature at the same rate at the same age? Wouldn't that be silly? Really?
So let's say that extremely mature 12-year-old.
Actually, the Bible condemns 12, and I have other verses to say that.
Okay, so give me a number then. Instead of giving me words, give a number.
I don't understand why a specific number is in play. Like we could say 16's okay, but not 15. 17's okay, but not 16. So the Bible is saying you're not stupid. You know when a girl is ready for marriage. You know when she's no longer a child. You know because if you follow Jesus, it's a conscience thing. You're well aware whether a girl is still not beyond puberty.
Wow. Okay. It's up for the man to decide, this 14-year-old, yeah, I think she's ready.
So if you look at Mark, it says right then and there, this 12-year-old girl is still a little girl and she's not ready for marriage.
Yeah, I didn't say 12.
I'm just saying right then and there, they're condemning pedophilia. So what you want is an actual number. But if you're given an actual number, then all you would do is say, oh, no, that's not the right number, in my opinion. And it's not really up to you. It's up to the girl.
It's impossible ever that somebody who is, for example, 13 would be ready.
I think it's common sense a 13-year-old is not ready. They have not passed puberty, which is what the Bible just said. They have not passed puberty.
Yep,
they are not past puberty.
Yep, great. How about a 14-year-old?
They are not past puberty.
How about a 15-year-old?
Still not past puberty.
When are they past puberty? See, I asked for a number, and you wouldn't give me one, but now I'm...
But that's the thing. Even if a girl is past puberty, it still doesn't mean that she's mentally mature enough for marriage.
So how is that determined then?
A number is something that you're reaching for just to try to condemn the Bible because they don't give you one. But to assume that that means, because they don't give you a number, that means it must be a child is ridiculous. I mean, there's an old saying, assuming makes an ass, right? Okay, so let's not do that.
Great. So let's get back to this. This happens, thousands of soldiers go and they take all the girls that are there. What do you think happens next?
I think, one, it depends on the soldier, don't you? So if you have a righteous, morally conscious man of God who is a soldier, do you think that that man does not know this is a child and that is not right? And if you have another man...
You're assuming, which means you're making an ass out of yourself.
No, I'm not assuming. I'm saying it depends on the soldier.
Soldiers had this moral conscience that you're claiming that they must have. So you're making an ass out of yourself by making that assumption. So you're telling me that you know with certainty that literally not a single one of these people ever violated somebody who was only maybe 14 or 15 years old. If that's, go ahead. Is that your position? Because I think that would be pretty silly. You gotta tap yourself and then unmute yourself.
Sorry, I actually had an emergency alert, like an Amber Alert, come through.
Oh, that was you. I heard that. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, you're assuming they did. You're
assuming that they didn't.
I can't tell you, based on each man are their own individual sins. Okay, so there's plenty
of. If they did it, would it be wrong?
If, of course, it would be wrong, and God would say it was wrong also. But it doesn't say that, does it?
Doesn't say what?
It doesn't say that they violated children. Does it? Does it?
No, it doesn't not say that happened either. But why is such a high value being placed on just virgin girls, right? And then what age in that time did people typically have their first encounter with somebody? At very young ages. I think it was wrong. Do you think it was wrong?
I think the child is absolutely wrong. What I am saying is that there is nothing in the scripture that alludes to the Bible saying that is correct. If anything, there are verses all over the place. I've got like 3 more that say it's wrong. Ezekiel 16:7-8. Wait for a girl to grow tall and become of age. Okay, Exodus 21:2.
What does that mean? What if she comes of age at the age of 14?
What does a girl come of age at the age of 14? Ask yourself
that. What if she does?
Wait a minute. So now we're what-ifing like scientific facts about our bodies?
You're such a fucking idiot because you're saying, no, you can't put a number on it. You gotta go with like when it like, I don't know, qualitatively happens. And then I say, what if it happens at this number? Have a number cut off. Like, what are you doing?
I think that you're getting angry enough to not debate and call names, which is really
contradicting yourself.
I'm not at all contradicting myself. I'm saying that you're putting your words in the mouth of the Bible. Your words, not the Bible's words. And I just want to set that straight for anyone who's listening.
At what age did women typically have their first encounter back then?
How do you know when women typically had their first encounter back then? Were you there? It depends on the culture.
This has been studied by all kinds of people.
Yeah, pagan people had sex with they had sex with animals, with children. Okay, that's not the laws of the Israelites and what they followed. We still have cultures now that are doing it. What do you mean?
If there are cultures that are doing it now, it means that cultures back then were doing it.
Yes, but that does not mean it was condoned by the Bible.
Literally no Israelite ever took a woman that was immature. You're telling me that never, ever, ever happened.
First of all, I can't speak to an individual person's sin because that's their own sin. There are plenty of people that claim to be Christian and then do horrible things behind the scene, which means they're just a liar, a fraud, a fake. But that's based on that person. That doesn't mess with my God and his word. I trust him, not people.
Okay.
So when you trust people, that's where you're going wrong. God's words doesn't change because someone goes against it.
Would you have done this if Moses said to do it?
Would I have done what?
What it says here? If you were a follower of Moses, would you have done this?
Keep alive for yourselves all the young girls who have not known a man intimately. Well,
if you don't trust men, would you have done this?
Well, I'm not a lesbian, so no.
Well, just pretend that you're a man. Would you have condoned this? If you had a son, would you have said, no, don't listen to Moses? Would you have said that?
Okay. When it says yourselves all young girls, you're aware that a 20-year-old is a young girl.
This is gross. Okay, goodbye.